Hey guys, so we got all the supports done. It's pretty well taken care of. I got to figure out this front end. I'm wanting so we got a lift and push bars up here. I would hate to get something caught underneath this undercut. So what I want to do is come up, tie it in somehow. But these are big decisions to be making on my own. I really could use a hand on some of this. Maybe some extra input. Q!
Hey,
Hey man, you're right on time, dude.
as usual.
As usual, look at that. Prompt Q coming on in. How you been today, man?
Not bad.
Everything going good?
Yeah.
Good. Still engaged?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
You think so? He hadn't been home yet. Just come over after work. So anyway, I think Q, what I'm kind of thinking, tell me if I'm out of line here or not. Think about coming up. So this is our limiting factors, this steering pump here. So I cannot, I got to be mindful of it. And so it's kind of setting the line. So what I'm thinking about doing is coming off of here and come up and roll it in and catch right back into this bar here. And I think if we come up and roll it, we'll use our bender and make some parts, but it'd be cool if we had something to visualize this. But what do you think if we come up and off and rolled it? So it's kind of a push and slide if we get up against something. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it has a bend in it. It'll look cool too.
Alright, well y'all know I'm pretty big on reusing stuff, so let's see if we can round something up here in the shop that might work. You mind grabbing the camera for me, Koo? Follow me over here. I think we got something left over in the old Sammy mug we might be able to use.
Let's see what we can find.
Let's see what we can find, man. So, dude, I've been using this thing for storage. The weather's been crappy. I ain't been able to go wheeling. So anyway, let's dig through here. I got some walnut brown spray paint. I'll tell you a funny story on this. We thought we were buying black. I was in a hurry. We bought this walnut brown paint. So like every project we build now has walnut brown somewhere in it. It's kind of an ongoing joke with Zeppelin. Anyway, we'll put that up there for safekeeping. We don't want to lose that. They got an old Chinese soft shackle. That's not going to work. Is it a bump stop? Is it a motor mount? Could go either way. These are old JK, lifted JK bump stops. I used to have these on this rig actually, and I changed over to airbags. I got tired of them bumping, so, I don't have much patience for stuff that doesn't work, so we just put airbags in it waiting on the new shocks. Oh, look, another fan. We got a lot of fans. That's what I hear. So everywhere I look, I got more fans. I'm going to put that there. We might actually use that. Look, Q. What do you think? Think we can work with this?
Oh, that might work.
Well, let's just walk back over here and mock up. I'll tell you what, I got pretty good luck at finding what I'm looking for. It's crazy, man. Let's see here if we can kind of just position this. Man, I feel like I need a clamp or something. Let me see if I got one of them laying around here. Oh, here we go. See, the other rig got just what I need. Kind of crazy how that works out. But I mean, I think if I can learn to use a clamp, I'll be in good shape here. But let's see. Obviously, I would notch it, roll it in, but I think we can make that line work. Let's see. For visuals, I know this doesn't matter right now. I think if we go something like that, that'll prevent our undercut from hitting. We still get that rolled around fender look. It may be hard to tell on camera, but I actually built these fenders with this outer edge protruding further than the inner. Kind of give it like a bulldog, a little bit bowed up, It's got the mighty 1.6 16 valve. You got to make it look the part, So anyway, I think if we do this and tie it in here, that could work. And then these are just some old PIA driving lights that were on here. We're going to go with some aftermarket headlights. Maybe if I tuck these up in here, do the lights with the blinkers built in. I'll put some clearance lights inside of the hood. What do you think, guys? Might work? What are your thoughts, Q?
I think that'll work. Yeah, it looks pretty sick.
Well, Q's, he's from that generation I'm trying to cater to, so he's up with the hip stuff the kids are. So, anyway, guys, I think that's the direction we're gonna go. We're gonna fire up software, design out something simple-ish, and get the bender fired up and see if we can make something. Maybe my goal is to finish this tonight. No more tubing after today. Just brackets, tabs, aluminum, wiring, plumbing, fluids. What else I got? I'm sure there's more. I do have to bend a little bit of tube because some fool thought it'd be fun to put the radiator in the back. So anyway, I guess I'm going to be bending up coolant lines as well, and we'll tack them and run them down under the chassis. They're going to be 1.5 inch, 120 walls, so they're going to take a hit. It'll be all right. Anyway, see what we get done. I'll check with you later. All right, guys, I've kind of come up with something here. Use a little Bentec, nothing much to it. We're looking at 23-inch stick of tube. I measured out 24 when I made my cut. Already made my cut. We're going to be able to bend to a 67-degree angle, which allows 4 degrees of flex back to 63. It's going to bring us up over the box and steer us in. I've added an inch, I've added extra length to the upright so we can trim it to fit, and I've added extra length to the over so we can trim it to fit. So anyway, I like to leave a little excess on both sides of my stuff just so I can work it in. So if you look here, here's my 24-inch stick of tube. I have to mark it to feed it through the bender. I always mark my seam when I'm using welded seam. It just helps me stay on track. So the first mark is at 1 inch, 0.038. So I don't know if anyone knows what that is on a thing, but we're going to call it 1 inch because that's really close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that at 1 inch. I'm going to tape measure, behave. Mark 1 inch. The second mark is at 13.275, which would be 13 3/8 roughly. Now look, we're playing with a single piece here. We don't have to be as exact as we could have to be. So 13 3/8 would be right about there. We'll go just inside of that. Now then, these paint marks will come off as it goes through the bender. So what you want to do is you want a definite stop. You want to be able to see where you're at. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put a mark. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put a mark. So now I have something to go with on my angle block. I'm going to double check my numbers. We're just over 1 inch, and we're right there, right around 13 3/8. So, doing that, now I can feed this through the bender. To feed it through the bender, it's really pretty simple. I've built some brackets to hold my angle blocks. And so what I need to do is I need to butter my tube, which is always fun. A lot of fun buttering the tube. But anyway, so I'm going to butter up the tube here. This allows it to slide through the rollers, and it cuts down on kinking. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this in. If it were a long stick, I'd feed it in through the rear. But it's a short stick, so I just feed it through the front. So we fed the tube through for the front. Now we got to set our angle block. So I've modified this pressure block here with this tab over here. And I actually run off a digital angle block off the side. So what I'm going to do here, if you come look close, so I'm going to line my divot. See, I just made that divot right there. I'm going to put that right at the face. And now I'm going to clamp this down. So, I'm going to bind this down right here. Here's the fun part. The second bend that I marked wasn't necessary because we only have one bend in this tubing. Second bend, I added a bend to make sure we got a clean stop on the software. So this is going to be a single bend, guys. And make sure that's good and tight. Now then, you take your angle block. You're going to throw it up here on this tab that I built. I'll put it there. I'm going to hit calibrate because it never sits completely flat. Much like the rig, it's got to be calibrated to what it's working on. One thing I like to do is take the slack out of the bender. So I'm going to turn the relief in. I'm going to pump it by hand until it, there we go. Now then, see, we're at 0. According to our software, we need to bend to 67, which will give us a spring back of 63. It's all part of the calibration process when you start working with the bender. So we're going to bend this up to 67. As you get closer, you need to slow down because you will outrun your angle block. $66.9, we could probably, there we go, 67.3. So that's it. That is the bend. So at this point, guys, we're going to relieve tension on our jack right here. See how that relieves the tension. We're going to take our angle block off. It's irrelevant at this point. And now then, free that up. We're going to break the block loose. That's easier to do with it inside the... There we go. So we've loosened that. Wrench over here. Pull this pin. Now then, I can retrieve my tube, take my block off for later. I'll put that together. We grab a blue towel. All that butter we just put on here, we take it all off. And I will brake clean it here eventually. So, actually I'm going to brake clean it now because it's pretty greasy. I'm a big fan of brake clean. So anyway, and I've only bent one of these. The cool thing is the pattern will work for either side. So if I like how this hits, all I do is bend another one. If I don't like how this hits, I start over. So, I'm going to come over here. Remember, I've cut it 1 inch high. So I do believe that I'm going to be able to make this cope in, and I'll have my welds meet up right here for the support. So picture that up there, notched in. It's going to be tighter. Like we're coming higher first. So I'm going to start with taking about 1 inch off the bottom, maybe 1.5 inches. And then we'll have plenty of length up here still to meet in up here where we're trying to do. So anyway, guys, that's kind of rough, down and dirty, how to use the tube bender. It's pretty simple bend, really. But if we hit that line right, get it hit right inside this node, I think it's going to give us the look we're looking for. And if you can picture like a tree or a rock, we're up against it, it's going to shove the whole rig over. And should be beneficial in the long run. Again, I get a lot of comments about the weight I add to the rigs. This whole stick right here might weigh 2.5 pounds, maybe. And we're cutting it down. So if I add 2 pounds to the rig and I get off a tree without doing damage to my vehicle, I'll add 2 pounds all day long. So anyway, guys, I'll catch back up with you. Thank you. All right, guys, I'd like to come in here and say this was easy, but it wasn't. So we clear the pump all the way around, enough room to weld the pump. We come in here and tie in, and if you look at that, and that's pretty slick. Got daylight under the bar there. Good tight notch. So, I think this is going to be the look. So, right or wrong, I'm getting ready to match the other side, and then we're going to burn them in. Thank you. Good evening, guys. It's Wednesday evening, midnight. Anyway, like I said, tomorrow's my day off, so we'll post a video in the morning, post another video on Friday. I do not intend to keep this pace. I just have some time off work, so I'm trying to take advantage of it. If you're noticing something here on the Sammy Mog's back here. She's watching. Anyway, Waffle House, I think is the official name of this one. I put my little push bars on here. Probably overcomplicated the bins. They'll never be visible because, like I said, it's going to be aluminum plated. But they do not touch. There we go. They pulled in a little bit. But anyway, we are clear. I got to tell you, from where it was to where it is, it's been quite the journey. A lot of work has went into it. First tube was laid on last Sunday night. Since then, I've had 4 days where I didn't touch it. So we're a little over 6 days into the tube work on this vehicle. I'll have the parts ordered up. I'm going to build some new tube doors. That's one of the Sammy Mog's doors that are on loan right now just for the effect. But put a new hook on there and a rubber winch weight, and my good buddy Q bought us another soft shackle. It's pretty nicer than the other ones we're running. This one's a Matt's off-road recovery shackle. Anyway, just kind of hung that on there for effect. But I think as you walk down and look, and you picture this thing with the aluminum on it, it's kind of got like a Baja flared pre-runner type effect going on here. I'm really digging the lines on some of this. Anyway, I hope y'all are enjoying it too. With a little luck, we're going to knock out some other components here on Friday and Saturday. And maybe she's going to make some noise. I got a New Year's party to attend at an off-road place here by the house. Buddy of mine's hosting New Year's. Maybe she'll fire up and go. Maybe it's going to be raining. Who knows? But anyway, if it can drive, it will drive. And if it can't drive, she will. She's been a little impatient with me. I've been letting her sit too long. She likes to get out. She doesn't like pavement. All finicky on them stupid tires and whatnot. But anyway, we're gonna get it going. I don't think it's a bad look, man. From where it started to where it is now, and it's pretty solid. I will be honest. I got the passenger side bar tilted in on me just a hair. It threw my lines off. It's really bugging me. But anyway, I'm not cutting it out. It's going to have to be what it is. That's part of building your own rig, man. You're going to have places in it that you're not as fond of. When we get the headlights and everything thrown in there, it'll be all right. Anyway, guys, thanks for following so far. Hope you have a great evening, and I'll talk to you later.